excited to welcome you to yet another amazing episode of Business Kitchen Show. Here at the Business Kitchen, we encourage you to look for the solutions outside the traditional recipe box. On the show, week after week, we bring you on amazing guests that share their strategies for success, that share their struggles, that share their special recipes for their success, and they talk about their failures and they talk about all the things that they do right. And I cannot wait for today's guest. But before we bring her on, let's welcome my co-host Tatiana, live from Sarasota, Florida. Hi, Tatiana. How are you, my
Hi,
friend?
Natalia. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. It's interesting that in today's episode, we're going to be talking about gifts, corporate gifts, and just general gifts that we receive from businesses. Because just this week, I rejoined this networking organization and I got a box in the mail with certain things. And I was opening it up and going through these little things, and there were just some promotional items. And I just started to think, like, what in general do we use from gifts and promotional items? And I have received some gifts that over the years that have been just amazing, and some gifts that just have been like, what am I going to do with this kind of
hmm
gifts?
hmm
What kind of experience do you have with gifts, Tatiana?
Well, I will say that there's a restaurant in town that every time I order takeout from them, they always include either an appetizer or a dessert with a little thank you note for ordering from them and supporting them. And I just feel like it gives it such a personal, thoughtful touch that it always makes me want to come back and see them again. So I love that.
Oh yeah, and speaking of food, I remember when I lived in New York City, and my husband and I, we would go to this international soup man that was made famous on the episode of Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, yeah,
And
that's right.
yes, so this the soup guy. So we would go to him, and if you do things perfectly right, and if you order your food right, if you have your cash ready, you would get a special something in that bag.
hmm
But as far as the gifts, the corporate sort of gifts that I have received, it's been
hmm
books, and it's been trying to think. Oh, I just got a beautiful candle from American Express, and I from this networking organization, they wore a
hmm
lip balm, which I actually like. And you know what? There was a cute
hmm
mini nail file, which it's good because my purse is pretty small.
hmm
Well, there's a big one, but there's a smaller purse inside the purse. But we're not gonna go
And
into
all
my
your little
my
mini
purse.
purses, let's not forget that.
Well, anyway, so I'm so excited that today, as business owners, we get to learn from a professional, and she's going to share with us about all about corporate gifting. And so we will have, as our guest today is Chef Lucia Robles. She's the president and co-founder of Lucia and Co., a high-end luxury gourmet business gift company that specifically works with businesses and specializes in providing automated, done for you custom gift services along with concierge gift services to help business owners achieve consistent client appreciation marketing, team appreciation, and consistent prospect outreach. An honors graduate of the California School of Culinary Arts Le Cordon Bleu program in Pasadena, California, she says, I love learning about the successes and growths of our clients' experience, the visibility they receive, and how happy their clients are. Really feeling so deeply appreciated. Lucia, welcome to the show. Welcome
Hi,
to
nice to see
How
you.
are you? It's so great to
I'm
see
good,
you, my
thank you. How
friend.
are you?
I am so excited you're tuning in all the way from California here. Welcome.
Yeah,
We're
thank you
so
for
happy to
having
have
me.
you.
I was super excited. And I love your
Well,
earrings,
welcome.
Tatiana.
So,
I think they're very cool. I
Thank
was
you.
staring at them the whole
Tatiana,
time.
Tatiana does have
Thank
some
you.
pretty awesome earrings. So if you are following us, you're following
I
us live on facebook.com/business kitchen show. So Lucia, tell us, how did you turn your love for cooking into a business?
And it's funny, I was going to comment because I was hearing what you guys were talking about in terms of going to a restaurant and getting an appetizer and getting all these gifts. I'm like, I want to hang out wherever you guys hang out because this is really cool. I'm hearing a lot of really nice things. And what's nice is that a lot of restaurants are turning it up a little bit, especially now with their takeout orders, and they're saying, hey, let me give you a little extra. And it's really nice. And I hope that that sticks, because it's a little bit going a long way to say thank you. And obviously, it's appreciated. So I started my business honestly as a hobby, and it was just, and it was something that I started with catering and personal chefing, and I had clients that were asking for gift baskets, and so I was like, okay. And from the gift baskets, it evolved to gift boxes because I saw an opportunity to do things a little more efficiently and just differently than everybody else. But it's a fantastic platform. I get to play with food, and I love packaging, so I get to make pretty gifts and pretty boxes. And I think probably one of the coolest things is being able to help business owners really connect with their clients because. I mean, you guys were talking about it, the gifts that you receive, and I'm like, wow, a lip balm, really? That's kind of cool. So it's really about helping business owners really connect with their clients in a way that's going to represent them well and helping them not make a lot of common mistakes.
Yes, that is so valuable.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Do you think that giving gifts to your customers helps you retain them?
I do. I think it plays a role in it. It's not a cure-all, I think one of the big mistakes that people make is they expect the gift to do everything. And then they get upset because they didn't end up with the result that they wanted. And so, one of the things I always talk to people about is like, hey, having a great gift selected, right? The timing, the note, all these things play a role in it. But then if it's a great gift, you're going to get a response. You're going to get some ROI on that. It's an investment. It's not an expenditure. If it's an expenditure, then you probably aren't doing something correctly, right? But it's an investment. And with that investment, you should see some traction. So there should be some phone calls. There should be people that are popping up and saying, hey, thank you. I enjoyed that. And reaching out, texting, emailing, that kind of thing, which is common for our clients. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't say anything. And it's unfortunate, but it's just how people are. Has nothing to do with the gift you selected, you or anything else. It's just always, there's just always going to be a few in the bunch. And so that's the opportunity for the business owner to reach out, not in a way to make them feel bad for not acknowledging the gift, but really using it as a gateway to connect with their client. So they're more likely to pick up the phone. They're going to have a better conversation. Things are easier and brighter. So it's an opportunity. And I think that the unfortunate part is sometimes people miss out on that. They just feel like, well, the client should say something to me and they didn't, so it's a loss.
Right.
And the truth is that they can also very much so follow up and just check in with them.
And it always is, a gift always makes the customers feel so special. So we,
Yes, it does.
it speaks. We do all kinds of different ways of connecting with customers through gifts. So one of the ways is we do give away birthday dessert, and another way that we do is we extend our pricing sometimes to the customers through different specials and stuff like that. So I feel like, especially now, the companies are going, like you had mentioned, above and beyond to really keep their customers feel more appreciated. And like myself, I love to give gifts, but I also love to receive gifts. And you had mentioned that some businesses, they do make mistakes. So what mistakes have you encountered in working with many businesses? What mistakes are businesses making when they are thinking of creating a gift campaign?
Natalia, I wish we had more time to talk about this because there's a lot of little mistakes. Not to say that they make all of them, but sometimes people do. But honestly, branded gifts, using a branded gift or promotional item as a thoughtful gift. And this is a great example. I was on the phone with a client recently, and he was telling me that he had spent all this money on branded Yetis and had given them out as gifts to his clients. And yes, I know that the price tag on that is expensive. Gives them to the client, and he was really upset because his client turned around and said, "That is so awesome. Hey, can you get me some golf balls next time?" And he was like really put off by that. And I said, "Let me stop you here. I can kind of explain to you why and what the thinking is behind that." And I told him, I said, "Look, the impression of something that has your name on it is that it's free, right? If you think of when you go to the bank, when you go to stores and you see that cup of pens and they're like, hey, go ahead and take one, it's got their name on it, but it's free. So do we associate something free that's high value? No. And then do you, if it's, and also do you think that something that, do you value something that's in high quantities? No. No, so now we've got something that's perceived as you've got an abundance of it, like way too much of it, and it's low cost or no cost, and the company's probably going to be reimbursing you. So they see that as a freebie, you know, something that you've got a closet full of them, and so asking for more golf balls, you know, I actually can't fault the person for asking for that. It kind of makes sense. Hey, if you're going to give me a polo, will you give me some golf balls to go with it? Will you give me some pens? My office needs pens. You know, so I told him, well, that's kind of what happens with branded gifts. I mean, you know, they're not, you know, I think it was 71% of people from a recent study, according to an article in Forbes, said that they appreciate the gift whether it's branded or not. You know, and out of that, 57% of them, it affects how they perceive your company, right? And how they think of you.
Wow.
And out of that group of people, they'll tell you that, you know, a promotional gift, that the idea behind something that's branded is that it says, think of me, buy from me, buy more of me. It doesn't say, hey, Natalia, I'm thinking of you. Happy birthday to you. Giving you a Yeti with our company name on it can happen anytime. And you know what I mean? So it's not like, it's not a point.
Yeah.
Gift just for you. Yeah, so that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that I see made, is that people, and people I think do it out of insecurity. You know, they're like, well, how's my customer going to remember me? You know, I want them to think of me. And it's like, you know, you need to work on that relationship. And you also need to realize that if your customer is your customer, why wouldn't they be thinking of you? They're buying from you, you know, consistently. Right? They either have a contract with you, they've got a subscription, they're being auto-renewed, they're receiving some benefit from that relationship. So how could they not think of you? So that's probably one of the big, what's that?
So the question that's coming up for me as I'm listening to you is, what type of so when businesses are thinking about the budget for the gifting campaign, or so what is the difference, what would be the difference between the budget, creating a budget for the gifting campaign versus a budget for a marketing budget? Or is it kind of, are they one and the same? What is your opinion on that?
Well, the gifting budget should fall under the umbrella of marketing. So you need to look at marketing overall and say, okay, are we going to be spending money on branded gifts? What should those gifts be? And by the way, if you're going to spend money on promotional items, it really should be something really kind of cool. Something either intentionally get something that you know is disposable, like a pen, right? Or, you know, spend a little more money or spend a little more time looking for something that's a little more cool, that will be more of an eye-opener, a little more unique. So all those things.
So would you be able to give us,
what's that?
Sorry about that. Would you be able to give us some examples of what you would find to be some good gifts to give to customers?
You know, it really depends on the budget. And it depends on basically how much they want to reinvest back with that client. And it also depends on the purpose of the gift and how many gift campaigns they have planned for the year. So are you doing a holiday gift and a 4th of July gift? Are you doing birthday gifts? You know, and then kind of going from there. I think the best gift to give, honestly, is something that's really exciting to the person giving it, because then they're really confident about the gift
Yeah.
that they're giving. And it's something that, when you connect, when they connect with that item, when they're like, yeah, this is something that really represents us, this is something that's exciting, I'd almost keep one myself, then the clients also feel that there was that thoughtfulness put into that gift. So those, in my
And
opinion, those are the best gifts to.
yes. hmm I love that you say
Yeah.
that because it sort of shifts the whole idea and the whole conversation is when we in business, when we create a business, yes, we create a lot of the businesses from passion and we create the products that we love and we're very good at making, but also it is that any business should be very customer focused. So what I'm hearing you say is that really it's so important to really get to know your customer and not just give them something that that they look at and say it's going to go right into the trash, because especially when I go to conventions or something like that,
Yeah.
you end up with so much of the promotional material.
So
But
much.
what if you
Yeah.
were to think even about that, how you present yourself completely differently from the perspective of, well, what would the customer actually enjoy holding on to for a long time, and not so that it's not the waste of money it, or and the waste of manpower, to just give them something that they'll look at and say, man,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Well, I
I don't
mean,
need that.
you want to put some thought into that a little bit, but the other mistake that I see is when people swing all the way to the other side and then they become a little OCD about, so Natalia, what would you like? What kinds of, what flavors do you like? What's your favorite color? And they start going down a rabbit hole, because I have seen business owners where they sit there and they really focus on not only what their clients like, but what each client would like. And I always tell them, I'm like, you've just made this 10 times as hard as it needs to be. And this is going to be a real Herculean effort to get this going. Because you're going to, if you really listen and you really take that to heart and you really sit there with your notepad and essentially start taking orders, you're going to end up getting 10 different gifts for 10 different people, when
And it'll
it could
cost
have
way more
been
later.
made a little more simple, maybe even segmented. Maybe it's a matter of getting, two different types of gifts, one for your A clients and one for your B clients, kind of a thing. But again,
Ooh, I like that.
it really should be something that's exciting to the business owner. The business owner should be really connected to what it is that they're gifting. You like what?
I would even say
segment?
sometimes it goes a long way for a note. I've gotten cards from my dentist's office that didn't have a gift, it was just a card, but it was a handwritten note, wishing me a happy birthday or Merry Christmas, and it meant so much that they remembered, or even if they have it in their calendar, everybody's birthday, it just seems so nice that they would go out of their way to do that.
Right.
Yeah,
And I like
absolutely.
the idea
And
what,
the other
you
piece
said
of it.
I love the idea of segmenting, because like you said, we, unless it's a personal gift to a friend or, to somebody that you've known for a long time and you really get to know them. But like you say, time is so valuable. And while it is critically important to understand your customers, but also to be able to use a service such as yours, so that to take that extra time and effort and thinking from this, and help have a professional curate something. But I love the idea of the two segments. How does that work? Tell us more, please.
It's it's really about taking a look at who you want to give a gift to, right? So not everybody necessarily should get a gift. I always say it's the people who keep your lights on, right? That should get a gift as well. And then you want to look at maybe another tier of clients. So it's those clients that you would probably want to focus on, along with maybe some key referral partners. And then, a lot of times it's just broken down. We advise that you break it down based on either revenue, activity, size of account, maybe longevity. How long have they been with you? And I think it makes it easier and it makes more sense in terms of how to allocate that marketing budget, and to say, okay, Tatiana is going to get the, B level gift, and Natalia is going to get the A level gift, right? And then that way it's a little bit more manageable. And then the gift kind of goes hand in hand with the client, right? So it's not the client that's given you maybe $1,000 revenue for that year isn't getting $1,000 gift, you know? So we want to make sure that it matches up.
Oh, that's fascinating. Lucia, what is the ingredient to your success in business?
Persistence. I was like, I was thinking about it and I'm like, I don't think I know how to answer that. But I'm like, wow, that just sort of fell out of my mouth. I'm going to say persistence, never giving up, you know? And I think being willing to do things differently, or as some other people say, reinvent yourself.
I love that. And what has been the absolute favorite gift that you have ever received?
Ooh.
Wow. Gosh, that's a tough one. I've gotten some really great gifts, especially of late. So, you know, I got a fantastic book from my business coach. I got a really cute gift from my mom. I mean, that's a tough one. How do you pick your favorite child? Well, you have one, so I guess it's easy for you, but I think probably
I have one favorite
my
child.
favorite gifts are going to be the ones that are really unique and ones that are just really heartfelt. You know,
Yes,
I agree.
I love that. Lucia, you have given us so much gold here. I think that all the listeners are going to
thank you.
really rethink about how they approach gifts and marketing items. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lucia.
Thank you for having me,
Thank you.
Natalia. Thank you, Tatiana. You guys are great. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to chat with you offline.
Can't wait. Thank you. Tatiana, so what do you think? This just blew my mind. And I feel like anybody who was listening to this episode is going to really think. And, you know, the one thing is Lucia, you guys, you should look her up. She's a founder of Lucia & Co. We'll have her information in the show notes. It's oh my gosh, I am like, my mind was just blown. So I want to go and sit and look at Lucia's website and rethink completely. Not necessarily rethink, but really think through about the next gift that I will be giving.
You know, they say that one of the love languages is receiving gifts. I think one of mine is giving gifts. And I think it's so important to make your customer feel appreciated. And I kind of want to go give someone a gift.
Yes. So especially as we are coming into the holiday season, you guys connect with Lucia and see what suggestions that she has and start thinking about gifts more thoughtfully. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you next week.
Healthy Intent inspires you to live a healthier life. It's so easy to bump health down the priority list behind the business phone calls, family commitments, and, let's face it, anything else, until we are diagnosed with something that forces us to make a change. Their online Healthy Cooking Academy has incredible classes that will help you make significant progress in your kitchen, whether cooking for yourself or your family. Or you can subscribe to Healthy Intent YouTube channel for quick tips and more fun recipes. We all want to look better, feel better, and have more energy for life and business. Start every day with Healthy Intent and follow them at healthyintent.com.
You've been listening to The Business Kitchen Show. Tune in each week for saucy interviews with business owners and to pick up fresh ingredients for your business success. The conversation continues after each episode on the Business Kitchen Show Facebook page. For the full show menu, visit business